गुड मॉर्निंग। वेलकम टू वी लर्न। वी लर्न में आपका स्वागत है। द टॉपिक फॉर टुडेज डिस्कशन इज एडवर्टाइजिंग मैनेजमेंट एंड सेल्स प्रमोशन एंड वी आर कवरिंग सेशन 10 रूरल एडवर्टाइजिंग एंड एथिक्स इन एडवर्टाइजिंग. Topics to be covered are the fundamental nature of rural marketing, understanding the rural mind and buying process, advertising and marketing in rural areas, innovative use of media in rural areas, the size of rural market, promising growth, perceived role of advertising, forms of ethical violation, and the Advertising Standard Council of India. When we talk about the fundamental nature of rural market, they are basically the bottom of the pyramid, which is basically very large, and they represent a very counterintuitive opportunity. It is also said in many a number of times that taking care of rural market is a very transformative challenge. So it is an age-old assumption that rural market, they do not have the money to buy manufactured good. So that was a time, and the things, they are changing in the recent scenario in lot many ways. So in this context, when we talk about rural market, so the Indian manufacturer, they must initiate and produce the goods which cater to the mass market and which are very suitable to the people who are living in the rural areas. There are multinationals, if Indian manufacturer, they do not initiate such processes, so what will happen, there are various multinational, especially the companies of Chinese origin, they will sweep the market because of their cheap products. There is an example of Hindustan Unilever, which is now revamping and reinvesting in the rural market with a lot of tangible successes. Also, the success in the rural market, they are deeply and very must understand that the marketer, they must cater to the rural emotions, the aspiration or the greeds, which are somewhat to a great extent different from the urban psyche. Rural advertising, when we talk about, it is not about translating the product or the advertising in the local language. For example, a campaign which is being written in English is translated in the respective vernacular language. But the thing is that there has to be a change in the model which brings about a considerable effect on the rural market. Rural market, we must understand, it is different. The entire environment is very different. So just as the rural psychology is different, there are challenges which needs to be addressed and treated, they are also different. There are ways and plans need to be very effective as far as the marketing and advertising campaigns are considered. So there should be a close relationship between the current data and what kind of advertising campaigns are actually floated in the rural market. Yes, it is an agreeable fact that there is no separate data available, but it must be taken care of that in this 1,000 crore rupees, how it is spent in the rural campaigns, that 1,000 crores which is separately kept for advertising, how that is being expended in actual rural campaigns. We talk about rural population. Rural population is not homogeneous, it's basically heterogeneous. And when we talk about rural population, they are not everybody in the rural area is an agriculture worker. So there are very poor people who are landless labor, those who do not buy anything but they buy which is their barest necessity. There are successful artisans also, there are semi skilled workers also. There are people who hold jobs in cottage industries, or there are people who are self employed and who are earning profitable incomes also. Thus, people with regular income, their needs and purchasing powers are different. We also talk about there are a number of people whose income are very low, and yes, they have come down drastically from 53% to 21%. So this is a clear indication that there is rising income in the rural market. There are middle class buyers and middle class and above buyers, and they have got into the cycle of some needs and aspirations as that of the urban class. There are a lot of emergence of white goods. There are emergence of mobile phones or cars or motorbikes when we talk about. So these kind of products must be sold in the semi-rural areas. There is an upward mobility, undoubtedly. So there are social competitions as well. Now we also talk about there are all kind of buyers and workers in the rural areas, and in each category, all kind of buyers, there are sub segments also, because there is so much diversity of language, diversity of culture and region, and the way people are living. We must also consider that the rural buyer, though they may be buying small amounts of the fewer products, but the rural market, it is twice as big as the urban market, and the collective purchase and the potential of growth in the rural market is mind blowing. We must also take care that IRS, that is Indian Readership Surveys and National Readership Surveys, they are the good sources of tangible data about the market conditions in the rural areas, without which no effective marketing or advertising planning can be successful. These two surveys, they basically cover 5,500 shopkeepers in nearly 3,000 villages across India. And the list of nature of the product stocking or the buying pattern, the display, distribution, media access, they are in the rural market, they are under consideration. When we say understanding the rural mind and buying process, the rural buying process or the rural buyers, they have different ways of looking at things psychologically, because the way they have been brought up, the environment they have grown up, that is totally different from the urban masses. So when we talk about rural population or rural market, families are still joined and they are patriarchal, which means that women and young girls, they have no voice in the purchase and decisions, which are taken only by few older males. When we say there are little involvement of female members of the family, the end user of many products, they are not the decision maker or the buyers or the payer of the product. So when we all, that is also influence, the right kind of product is not reached to the right audience because there is an intermediary who is not actually involved with the actual task. So there is a delineation between the actual user of the product and the actual product which could be used for the usage. Another thing is that In rural home and in rural buying is not considered as an organized activity. It is not organized, and each item which is bought and which is when it is needed, it affects the budgeting also. Another factor that needs to be understood is that brand selection is very hazy as far as buying is concerned in the rural areas. There are women who actually use most of the product, just as in case of urban societies. But what happens, they never go for shopping. Often small boys, they are sent out to buy the things, and they they bring back whatever the shopkeepers give it to them. So in turn, what is being done, it is not only whatever brand the shop has, but also which marketer is offering the most lucrative incentive is taken into consideration. When we talk about advertising and marketing in rural area, the basic thing that needs to be understood here is that literacy rate is still poor in the rural areas. So selling a product which has a complicated message, or even the print media, because since the literacy rate is very low, the print media cannot be tried in the rural market. Care should also be taken of that advertising must be very basic in nature. Means it could be wall paintings or hoardings which are visually more powerful, and they have visually more powerful images also. Yes, there are satellite technologies which are being taken to the remotest corners of the country. Uh, we must understand the exposure is often through community television, which means the image building through sustained campaign is not very possible. A rural marketing strategy therefore will succeed if all the above factors, like taking care of the selling messages which are simple, which are visually more impactful, and which takes care of satellite media also, then a marketing strategy will be very successful. Therefore, it is becoming very essential for the advertising to keep in mind the decision, the purchase, and the usage pattern that are peculiar to rural areas. There are some strategies which have been standardized. When we talk about small packages, and when we talk about the context of rural marketing, basically what happens in India, uh, people are particularly very price conscious, and what they want demand for value. Whatever money they are given, they are needing money value in the products that they are using. So rural people, they not only have small budgets, but they have even worse storage facilities in their homes. So small packaging, even single use packets, they sell very well in the rural markets. Another is strong visual images. When we talk about strong visual images and the rural market, it must be understood that rural market is predominantly illiterate. So giving them print media would not have a positive effect on the marketing or the advertising strategies. So brands which are easy to remember, which have symbols like gaudy colors, or pictures and images of birds or animals, flowers or children's, they are more successful in the case of rural market. Since villagers, they are not able to read the brand, they recognize the product by the symbol on the package. Since they recognize the symbol, they will buy the product with a similar and a common symbol, right? When we talk about free containers, the very nature of Indian consumer, or specifically the rural people, they are very frugal, and buying kitchenwares or containers is not a very standard practice. So what they do, uh, A reusable container for storage of other food items is a very great attraction. So free container, the container which could be used once the initial product is exhausted. So therefore a product that comes in a reusable container instead of a plastic bag, it will be it has the tendency of being sold better. Another is door delivery. When we talk about door delivery, uh, yes, India has a very huge population, huge size, and they are very remotely located. Taking the product to the customer's home when tried has been very successful. Small saving picked from homes and petty businesses every evening by banks is as successful in rural areas as in the urban market when we talk about. Yes, there are innovative use of media in the rural market. There is a fundamental difference in urban and rural psychology in their buying patterns. So marketers, they must use the most of the true and tried mass media, right, for rural marketing also. Since there is an immense diversity of rural culture and low literacy, it makes it more challenging for the marketers. So, a successful campaign mixes the traditional and modern techniques and media cleverly to have the best results. When we say televisions, government has supplied free televisions in the rural areas for broadcasting the educational and farming programs. The actual community television sets are very common in the rural area. But since there is not a regular power supply, the television sets are basically not well maintained, or when they are there, they are usually kept in the houses of powerful or affluent village leaders, where the entire village population gather each evening. In such a scenario where women rarely joins, so actual commercials do not reach the target audience. Yet, due to its combination of music, speech, color, and movement, it still remains a very powerful tool to reach less educated people. We also talk about radio. So, although radio is a very portable device, it is still a power as a media remains. It is an excellent media for illiterate because of the jingle, and the jingles make the brand unforgettable. So, it is widely popular, though in the last decade it has lost its importance, but remember the privatization of radio uh, and the diversification of different channels has increased the importance. When we talk about cinemas, yes, many rural areas they don't have cinema halls and shows have to be paid for, uh, which pretty much takes it out of the means of rural families. So, separate sitting for men and women are still very prevalent, which may be very unattractive to rural families, as that in case of the urban families. But, however, the larger than life impact of cinemas advertising remains timeless. We talk about print. Men in the Indian villages, they have the age old tradition of gathering village centers or at tea shops and discussing various topics from politics to plane crashes, and when they read it in the newspaper. So there are various kinds of vernacular newspapers, local language newspapers that are published in the local language and which are read by more than 24% of the village folks. So these men who are able to read, they become the opinion leader. They influence their family and take all the buying decisions. we talk about the regions, literacy is much more higher in the southern India, and newspapers and magazines, they are more circulated there. So they become a very useful means for advertising also. We talk about wall painting and outdoors. So what happens, there are very large wall paintings which are very bright and vivid in color. They usually show the package and symbol with very recognizable objects, maybe either an animal or a child's photographs, and they are seen all across the length and breadth of India. Although these are very crudely done in a gaudy color, but they survive the strong Indian temperatures undoubtedly, and they are very memorable and recalled easily at the time of purchase. So, another is video vans. They are originally created by politicians for rural campaigns at the time of elections. But now they are very, very extensively used by the marketers who cater to the rural market. So, what happens usually, they are any kind of announcements, they are done by the van in the village. They create excitement, entertainment also, and they advertise at the same time. Most of the FMCG products of international use, they are done in this very media. When we talk about village melas and hearts, so rural markets, they have at their disposal many ancient and true and tried methods of communicating marketing messages. So during their religious festivals or monthly or weekly hearts, their huge amount of business transactions take place. So people from the same village or from different village, they and from all across the demographics, they have a perfect platform for showcasing everything from cattle to beauty aids, right? The size of the rural market, when we say, uh, there were an amazing picture which was shown by India Today in their issue on July 2009. So, in their title Bharat Buying, the article incorporates the good monsoon seasons, and there are other factors which mentioning add up to more of the rural purse, that the whole picture has changed. There are top 6 metros which claim only 17% of the purchasing power now, much of the rest clearly being in the rural and small town markets. So, access through televisions or better roads and saturated city market have forced the marketers and manufacturers to explore the deeper into the rural market, which was earlier pretty much ignored. When we see the sales figures of some of the companies, right, it states that Dabur, it now covers villages with population below 3,000, and the approach it uses directly through rural beauty and talent contest. Uh, the estimated sales is 1,155 crores. As far as Samsung India is concerned, they launched a rural roadshow which was called Dream Home Series. It was a 4-day exhibition in small towns. So the events are all announced previously through company vans to offer deals and do a terrific job of brand building through these shows, and they were able to estimate a sales of around 1400 crores. We also talk about Godrej Consumer Products. They have shifted emphasis to hearts and melas, and they have covered over 17,000 villages. Now their estimated sales is somewhat around 418 crores rupees. We talk about Maruti Suzuki. When we talk about Maruti Suzuki, their estimated rural sales were rupees 2078 crores. And it was basically when they launched a campaign called Ghar Ghar Mein Maruti, which was targeting the panchayat members since they are the opinion leaders. So the company has 3,000 resident dealer executives in the rural areas which were hired from local communities who have a far greater impact and influence on the communities. When we talk about promising growth in the rural market, uh, we must understand that the figures are very heady, and so is the mood of the manufacturers and the marketers. It is very difficult to sell in rural areas due to low accessibilities. They have poor infrastructure, and after sales care delivery is very weak there. But once the marketer change their mental gear and learn to work in the rural market, the horizon is unlimited. We also talk about the ancient methods like word of mouth or village gatherings, panchayat meets, to banner at the wedding wishes, the new couple, a happy married life. They are being used with a renewed vitality to curve out new markets in the rural areas. So most FMCG companies, they feel that making a dent in the rural area would be difficult due to unfamiliarity or inaccessibility, but retaining them is not because the rural consumer is not as finicky as the urban ones. We also talk about perceived role of advertising. So advertising in lot many cases is accused of many vices. First is accused of creating unreal needs. Then it is accused of making people buy things that they do not need, or they may never use it. It is accused of using the images of children and women to slip in otherwise dull or indifferent products, right? So or advertising, it also presents, we must also understand, it also presents all the important comparable facts, and it also shows the availability of all brands. We must also understand that advertising informs people to make the best choices, right? Advertising again is accused of projecting unachievable lifestyles and selling dreams, right? For example, a product selling which is catering to fairness creams, it takes you to the top of the marriage market. Advertising again is also accused of creating negative feelings like envy, greed, which leads to unsuitable purchases to neutralize their unwanted feeling. It is supposed to polarize the have nots even more, creating social unrest. But yes, it must be understood that reality is not that very simple. Agreed that advertising and advertisements are very seductive, but it cannot actually make anybody buy anything at all. In the end, it is the consumer who goes to the shop, all right, walking on his own, takes out his wallet and purchases the product on his own selection. So the marketplace is infinitely complex today, and no consumer can know everything about every product category in order to take informed and risk-free discussion decisions. When we talk about forms of ethical violation, this is a very controversial issue in the sense that there are a number of real or perceived malpractices which may include from cheating to non-delivery to misrepresentation of facts, or the litigations to correct them is countless. But there are a number of other ethical violations which are pretty well defined, like misinformation about the company or the product through press releases or public service ads. There are liquor or cigarette ads which give wrong impression to the young, creating the image of glamour or success or a feeling of a macho personality. There are exaggerated claims that the brand cannot meet, which is really the basis of the Consumer Protection Act. Offers are there in the promos that are either not met or cheap or worthless gifts are distributed. There are prizes which are offered through mail which never actually arrive to the people, right? There are offers which are made in the chit funds. There are ads which are misinforming about the competition, either listing things that the competing brands are not at all guilty of, anything, using underdressed models, especially young women, that is out of context, or cheating consumer in size or measurements, right? So there is a very strong consumer protection movement in India now. The real responsibility here lies with the manufacturer who must claim features and benefit his product does not do, since advertising agency is in no position to check out all the product and commercial aspects of the brand. When we say the Advertising Standard Council of India, that is ASCI, um, the advertising community of India is very responsible and keeps out mostly the blatant malpractices. ASI is the watchdog organization which consists of representatives of advertising industries and the experts from the relevant professions. The ASI, it enforces the self-regulation on advertising agencies, and its job to make sure that the Indian advertising uh, is in any media conforms to a truthfulness and fairness to consumer and competition. Second, remains within the norms of public decency and fairness. And lastly, promote products which ensuring due responsibility and claims about harmful effects of consumer groups and general public at large, especially children when we talk about. So, ASCI functions largely on honor system, and they expect every member advertising agency in India to regulate its own work for all kinds of violation. So there are certain codes that ASCI has proposed. The first one is advertising should conform to moral sentiments or aesthetic and religious sentiments of the country. It should not bring contempt or disrepute to the profession. Thirdly, it should be very truthful. It should avoid any kind of distortion of facts and misleading informations, right? It should not contain any kind of exaggerations which will disappoint the consumer at the end. It should not make any direct comparison with the rival company, and must avoid any themes or suggestive or offending themes which are vulgar or defensive in nature. Should avoid situations which are money back offers, and they should avoid any kind of claim which the drug can cure or illness which are specified in a section called section J. It No advertisement should be engaged in any kind of plagiarism. It should not have an or make personal attacks on brands or personalities. Should not publicize objectionable or unreal medical treatments or even the products known to contain habits forming or harmful ingredients. It must ASCI also on the other side, it encourages the general public to register complaint against the ad which they find offensive or misleading. uh, ASCI also it strive to educate the public about its rights and responsibilities in regard through the interactive website. Two exercises: enumerate the advertising and marketing in rural areas, and what is the perceived role of advertising. Thank you and have a nice day. Keep learning and we learning.